post scenario which has come to light, then that entire scenario is wiped out, and what's only visible is that the entire valley is now submerged. So therefore you can just see a stream of mud, slush that's now covered the entire area. So this is the situation that we're trying to make you understand, the kind of devastation that Nepal has been facing, and it is visible now in the satellite imagery as well. Another picture, viewers, that has come to light, again we'll show you. This is from Betravoti Bazaar, one of the most impacted areas in Nepal. This picture, if you look closely at it, there is a river bank. There's a river that's going there. The river banks, the demarcation is very clear, and the settlement part of it is also very clear. But then this then translates to essentially the entire valley getting covered in a stream of mud and slush. So this is what Nepal is dealing with at the moment. Coming up on the other side, we'll get you more details of what is right now unfolding in Nepal as the Himalayan nation continues to deal with the aftermath of the floods.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट
I wake up wearing someone else again. Don't let it slip. I'm losing. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and we escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे उन, फिर लास्ट हमारी बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को। फिर यस्टरडे से मतलब हम लोग कोई कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा, तो जब कल खबर देखे हम लोग, फिर हम लोग कोशिश किया था कि जितने भी अथॉरिटी है बातचीत करने में, उन सब ने बोल रहा है कि कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है, वहाँ का इंटरनेट भी डाउन है, रास्ता भी बंद है सब, तो ज़्यादातर इन्फॉर्मेशन तो कुछ पा नहीं रहे हैं उन लोग।
ल यहाँ हामीले अब ओहो यार, यो पुरै ड्याम फुटेर आएको यो घर गयो यो ल।
Coming up after a very short break, confirmed by Nepal police, a water dam on Tibetan side bursts. Fresh flood alert now issued in Nepal. Coming up next.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा प्योर मसाला।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ, ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर।
All of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses, and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का, जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है।
Hello viewers, you're watching Republic. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and Republic continues to be covering on the ground from the worst hit sites in Nepal, in the Nepal floods, as Republic reporters are now engaged in Nuwakot and Trishuli and several other areas that have been severely struck in the Nepal floods. These are some of the latest that we're tracking, but first take a look at headlines. Confirmed by Nepal police, water dam on Tibetan side burst. Fresh flood alert now issued in Nepal. China and Nepal halt rescue operations after dam burst. Rescue teams also being moved to safer zones. In Republic's exclusive conversation with sitting Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun, confirms that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Tibetan government in exile blames rampant Chinese construction in key river confluence in Tibet behind flash floods, says Dalai Lama warned repeatedly. Largest news team in Nepal from Republic, 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwakot and Chitwan. India steps up assistance to Nepal. India to send one more Indian Air Force C-130J transport aircraft with relief materials. Beginning with a major breaking story that we're tracking at the moment, 2 years after Republic Canada's investigation into the alleged 187 crore rupees Karnataka fund scam, Congress Minister B. Nagendra is learned to have tendered his resignation to Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar, although there is no official confirmation from the Congress or the Karnataka government. In fact, the Republic Canada had investigated how funds meant for the poorest of the poor was diverted into more than 600 Benami firms and had tracked the firms that received the money, while also reporting that the funds were also used to fight elections. The CBI and the Enforcement Directorate had investigated Nagendra's alleged role in this case in 2024. And after his arrest and allegations, he was in fact confirmed to be the mastermind, and he was also later inducted back into the Congress government. And the likely resignation now comes after these fresh questions were once again coming to the surface. I'm joined, in fact, by my colleague Abhishek to give us more information into this latest resignation. And Abhishek, in fact, this comes 2 years after Republic Canada's investigation into this big scam as well. And now with this resignation, the spotlight is back on that alleged crores of rupees that was used for corruption and in this scam. Give us more details in this, Abhishek.
Well, it was Republic TV which broke the news, which actually tried to find out all the evidence that at least 187 plus crores of Valmiki Corporation had been diverted into 600 plus fake accounts by then Minister B. Nagendra, who was the cabinet minister in Chief Minister Siddaramaia's government. On the other hand, he had to resign from his position. He was sent to jail by the High Court's decision after he found he was guilty of directing the officials to illegally transfer more than 187 crores to illegal accounts, more than 600 illegal accounts. And after which CM Siddaramaiah stepped down from his position, and it was D.K. Shivkumar who took over as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And in the cabinet of D.K. Shivkumar, B. Nagendra, who was out from the jail after he received a bail from the court, he was reinstated into the cabinet as the minister. Now he is the Minister of Weight and Measures at this point of time, and it also has been given the additional charge of Karnataka development. we shouldn't forget the fact that BJP and JDS leaders, the MLAs, the MPs, and even union ministers are demanding, who are related to Karnataka, are demanding that B. Nagendra resign from his position of minister immediately, because there are several number of cases pending against him, and he hasn't been proven at this point of time. He hasn't been acquitted. So at this point of time, owing the moral responsibility, he should resign from his position is what BJP and JDS leaders are demanding the government. And in the last couple of weeks, during the assembly session also, even in assembly and in council, the MLAs of BJP and JDS jumped into the well and demanded that they wouldn't continue with the proceedings until Nagendra resigns. D.K. Shivkumar, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, had visited Delhi yesterday. He spoke to the High Command of Congress, and it is mentioned that the High Command has directed D.K. Shivkumar to seek the resignation of B. Nagendra in this very particular case. And also sources claim now B. Nagendra might resign anytime soon. He has already written a resignation letter. A signed copy of it is already been submitted to the Chief Minister, but it is duly unaccepted at this point of time. There are some clearances which have been pending. D.K. Shivkumar might be waiting for the green signal from the High Command, and there are various other people involved in High Command, be it Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi, K.C. Venugopal, Randeep Singh Surjewala. So among all these persons, some of them have a no-go for the resignation of Nagendra, and this is why the resignation has been kept on hold, and Nagendra is unavailable to answer any of the questions as of now. He is not answering any of our calls. He is not wanting to talk to the media, but when we spoke to Nagendra a couple of days ago, he mentioned this news is only a rumor and is far from truth, and he will not resign in any of the condition. And also we will have to wait for some more days or probably some more hours to see what might unfold if Nagendra appears in front of the media, if a resignation letter appears in front of the media, and what might be the consequence of him resigning from his position. Definitely it will be a win to BJP and JDS if Nagendra resigns from his position, and also we will have to see how the High Command seeks the resignation of Nagendra and how it will make sure that there is a smooth transition if Nagendra resigns from his position. Over to you, Amrita.
In fact, this we can even read it as a big Republican impact. In fact, Abhishek, can you also tell us into if the Chief Minister has accepted the resignation so far, and have you spoken to any of the opposition regarding this, particularly being linked as he was swindling the large sum of money for election purposes as well? Have you spoken to any of the other opposition leaders regarding this big resignation coming in? Right, Abhishek. We seem to have lost connection on that, but this is the latest that we're tracking, viewers. B. Nagendra has tendered his resignation to Karnataka Chief Minister. In fact, this comes after Republic had exposed of the large sums of money, crores of money that was swindled from state funds that was used to fund the election campaign in the state. And B. Nagendra, in fact, has now tendered his resignation following that and big Republic expose of this massive corruption in Karnataka that took place in 2024. And now we're getting to know that B. Nagendra has in fact tendered his resignation. And also, viewers, major developments in the Disha Salian case, where the judge has raised questions over inconsistencies in the version that was presented by the government. During the hearing, the judge questioned the absence of a fracture to the face, despite the impact, asking how there could be no facial injury under such circumstances. The court also observed that there was some suspicion surrounding certain aspects of the case, while making it clear that no conclusive finding has been reached at this stage. In fact, Republic also spoke to the father of Disha Salian in this with regards to the latest court hearing. Let's take a listen.
Disha Salian's father Satish Salian is with us. आज पूरा कोर्ट में सुनवाई हुई. क्या लगता है आपको इतने साल बाद कुछ उम्मीद दिख रही है?
उम्मीद तो 100% दिख रही है. हो ही गए.
कोर्ट में कुछ 2-3 मुद्दे थे, जैसे कि उन्होंने बोला था कि आपका और दिशा का कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट हुआ था, उसकी वजह से वो डिप्रेशन में थे, ऐसा बहुत कुछ आरोप किए.
देखा है किसने? मेरा और दिशा का हुआ. मेरा दिशा का हमेशा ब्रैकेट था. दिशा कभी से आर्गुमेंट नहीं होता दिशा से। दिशा को मैं रिस्पेक्ट कर रहा था।
उन्होंने ये आदित्य ठाकरे के जो लॉयर है वो हमेशा एक ही मुद्दा बोल रहे थे कि जो रिपब्लिक के न्यूज़ एडिटर है अर्नब गोस्वामी, उनके रिपोर्टिंग की वजह से या नारायण राणे और उनके बेटों की वजह से आपने पिटिशन फाइल की है, ऐसा बोला जा रहा है। एक्चुअल मुद्दों को छोड़ के आपने किया है, ऐसा उन्होंने कहा है।
नहीं, एब्सोल्युटली नहीं। मैं खुद होके इनके पास आया, ओझा के पास मैं खुद आया था। रात को मैं शाम को 7:30 बजे आया था।
सबसे हास्यास्पद बात यह है कि उन्होंने कहा कि बारिश गिरने की वजह से 6 घंटे बाद जो ब्लड स्टेन्स है वो चले गए, ऐसा उनका कहना था। और आपको जो फोटोग्राफ्स और वो सब दिखाए गए, आपको तो पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट भी नहीं दिखाया गया, तो एक्चुअल आपको क्या बताया गया था, क्या रियलिटी है?
मैं 3 बजे से बाहर था, 3:15 बजे से बाहर था। 3:15 बजे से लेके 8 बजे 9 बजे तक बारिश ही नहीं आया, बारिश नहीं आया था। और जो मैं उधर गया था स्पॉट में कि दिशा किधर गिरती, उधर भी ब्लड नहीं था। मैं रोहन को पूछा गिरा तो ब्लड क्यों नहीं है इसके अंदर, वो ऐसा है वैसा है, ऊपर ऊपर का जवाब दिया उसने।
और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट बात यह है कि जो स्कल और बाकी के फ्रैक्चर्स के बारे में जज ने भी बात की है, तो ऐसा कुछ जो मार्क्स है उनकी बॉडी पे दिखाई दे रहे थे, क्योंकि उन्होंने जज ने भी कहा कि जो नाक से ब्लड बह रहा था बस वही दिख रहा है फोटोग्राफ्स में, बाकी और कहीं पे फ्रैक्चर्स या इंजुरीज नहीं दिख रही।
नहीं दिख रही, किधर भी नहीं, मेरे को नाक से भी नहीं दिखाई दिया।
जी, आखिरी सवाल, क्या उम्मीद है आपको इसके बाद?
हमारे तरफ से फैसला आ जाएगा, वही उम्मीद है।
जी, शुक्रिया। So that was Disha Salyan's father Satish Salyan, and there was many important facts which were presented in the court today by Advocate Nilesh Ojha as well.
My colleague Revati joins us to give us more details into this. Revati, this was a major court hearing regarding the Disha Salyan case. In fact, we also heard you speaking to the father, where in fact the court was putting in focus the fractures, inconsistencies with how it was alleged, and in fact the nature of the FIR that was filed was also questioned by the court, and into how many days and years was in fact they were not filing the FIR for many years. And give us more details in the latest court hearing and on the Disha Salyan case. Revati.
Right, so today was the day 4 of the Bombay High Court hearing on Disha Salyan case, and the order as of now is reserved by the court, and it may come any time. The timeline is not specific, but today's argument was highlighted because today all the 3 lawyers, a public prosecutor was there, Aditya Thakre's lawyer was there, and also Disha Salyan's father's lawyer was also there. So while hearing the argument, judge pointed out two to three important facts in this particular matter. He said that we are focusing on the 174 CRPC, also the inconsistencies in the ADR, and also the most important highlight is that about the clothes. He said that he said to the public prosecutor, Advocate Shishir Hire, that you yourself have written to the medical officer saying that about the clothes which were on Disha Salyan, there were that was not specifically mentioned. That needs to be clarified. So how you can say that there were clothes on Disha Salyan's body? And to which the counter argument was made by the public prosecutor, saying that it can be a mere mistake of the police officer. That was also noted down by the justice. The bench was of Justice Kotwal and Justice Bhosle, which was hearing the matter. Also, the most important thing which was highlighted by the judge is that why there are no fractures, facial fracture. Also, the most important thing that the ledger bone, which is the most delicate part of a face, was not fractured. You are saying only teeth are fractured. How it is that possible? To which the counter argument was made that she fell on her face and that is why her teeth were fractured. So, while talking with Advocate Nilesh Ojha, who is the advocate of Disha Salyan father Satish Salyan, he said that all stories are just cooked up, and also Aditya Thakere's advocate said that all the stories are misleading by various media channels. He also specifically named the chief editor-in-chief of Republic, Arnab Goswami, and also Narayan Rane, to which the court also replied that Aditya Thakere himself misled the court, saying that the CBI has given a clean sheet where this has not happened. And this is confirmed by CBI. So after listening to all these arguments, and the highlights of the arguments were on the fractures and also on the inconsistencies between the timings were recorded by the court, and order is reserved by the court. Over to you.
That's right, and we'll continue to track it and a big development in the Disha Salian case. Thank you so much for giving us all of those updates, Revati, on this. And moving back to the Nepal floods, 85 Indian tourists have been rescued after the flash floods. In fact, Chinese, South Korean, American, Russians were among others that have been rescued. This is the latest figures that the Nepal government have issued with regards to the number of people who have been rescued so far. In this latest that we're tracking from the Nepal Tourism Board, it has mentioned that the 85 Indian nationals have been rescued, out of them 16 Chinese, 9 South Korean, 2 USA, and some of them whose nationalities have not been confirmed as well. And a total of 121 total number of rescue persons have been updated as the number of rescues that have been done so far. And among them, 85 Indians have also been rescued. And this as the rescue operations continue to intensify, and in the flood-torn region of Nepal, and the death toll also continues to climb in that. But in the latest that we're tracking, 85 Indian nationals have been rescued so far. This has been released by the Nepal Tourism Board, and here they have also mentioned that they have been rescued from one of the worst flood-affected areas in the region, including Rasua, Nuwako, Dhading, and Gorkha districts in Nepal, where the flood, in fact, was very severely hit. My colleague Sarthak, who is on the ground, joins us to give us more details in this. Sarthak, we're getting to know that the Nepal Tourism Board has issued a statement that 85 Indians have now been rescued. Among them, several other people from other countries have also been rescued. In fact, this is a major development in the rescue operations continue in Nepal. Give us more details as to what the rescue operations is currently at this point.
Well, absolutely, Amrita. This is the latest that we are getting for our viewers. As a matter of fact, there were more than 200 Indians, nearly 290 Indians went missing after the flash flood. However, the latest that we are getting, it has been confirmed by the Nepal government itself that nearly 85 Indians have been rescued. Some other foreign nationals have also been rescued. In total, nearly 1,300 people have been rescued. This was the last confirmed figure that we had received. In total, have been rescued. A lot of people have already lost their lives. So many people are missing. What is the official number of the missing people? We do not have any confirmation as to that. However, the destruction that ensued after the flash flood is evident enough to give us an estimate of how many people must have lost their life. I would request my video journalist who's holding the camera right now, Anup, to just pan the camera over there and just make a viewer see the destruction that ensued. This is the sediment trace, the flash flood marks that you can see. The flood was at least 70 to 80 feet high. This building, which appears to be a commercial building and of some sort of office, is stuck under the mud. It's completely drowned under the mud. There is a temple over there which has completely drowned under the mud. And you can see the sediment traces, the flash flood marks, how high the flood was. We are in Dhading district right now, where nearly 4 to 5 bridges have already collapsed. This has been confirmed by the locals that this is a bridge. You can see on this side there was a bridge a few meters away from here, nearly 700 or 800 meters away from here. That got collapsed. This has been confirmed by the locals over here. The devastation that the flood has caused. This visual gives us clear evidence of that. The entire natural flora and fauna of this place has been destroyed. This is the latest that we are getting. However, it has been confirmed that the Nepal government, 85 Indians have been rescued, and also some foreign nationals have been rescued. But the number goes higher, 200 more than more than 200 Indians who went missing after the flash flood, and they are yet to be rescued. And the risk isn't over yet, because also it has been confirmed by the Chinese government that the next 3 days remain very crucial, as the natural dam that was created because of the sediments and because of the debris collection in the river, that has got busted, and that may go downstream. That may cause a downstream surge into the Trishuli River, and that may affect areas in Nepal as well, especially the Rasua region, which remains the epicenter of this flood, of this massacre, of this devastation. Amrita.
That's right. Sarthak, stay with us. We have more breaking news coming in at the moment. This is with regards to the Chinese side of the flood, where there has been a video that has been released, and Chinese drones have detected also another avalanche this morning. And drone footage also captured ice debris that's entering a barrier lake. And Chinese Foreign Minister restored facts. He says that glacier collapse was in Nepal. As per the latest, 5 dead, 558 missing as of 3 p.m. Friday, and drones have detected an avalanche on the snow-capped mountain on Friday morning. About 50,000 cubic meters of ice debris has entered a barrier lake. In fact, this is what connected to the warning that was issued of a barrier lake that was on the verge of being breached. Then that could also lead to another similar catastrophic flood across the valley in this as well. And these are some of the visuals. This is the visual that was released by the Chinese media, and it shows an avalanche once again in the high up mountains, an avalanche taking place, and this has been released at almost 50,000 cubic meters of ice debris could land in the barrier lake, and that could also lead to more flooding in the downstream regions. This has been issued as well earlier today by the Chinese media, as after the few days, 2 days after the devastating flood that occurred in Nepal, another could also occur following this avalanche that has been detected by the Chinese drones. It shows these visuals of the avalanche taking place and saying that it could also fall into the barrier lake, and also have warned earlier that the barrier lake in fact is full to the brim and it could breach anytime. And if this in fact avalanche continues to worsen, 50,000 cubic meters of such ice debris could land in the barrier lake, which could in fact lead to another devastating flood once again in Nepal. These are the visuals that the Chinese drones have detected of an avalanche that took place, and the video has been released by Chinese media. And this again 2 days after the Nepal flood, the devastating Nepal flood, warning that more is yet to come. And in fact, this avalanche taking place, it shows once again it could fall into the barrier lake, and 50,000 cubic ton of ice debris could fall into the barrier lake. That's what we're tracking, and it has in fact entered a barrier lake and could lead to more flooding. This has been warned by the Chinese media earlier, that another wave of flood could in fact impact Nepal Valley once again. Now, viewers, this is the latest the Chinese media has released. These are drone visuals that have been captured by drones, and it shows an avalanche that's taking place at around in the Gairong mudslide disaster, which is southwest of China's Zhejiang Autonomous Region. In here, they have also shown these visuals that drones have detected an avalanche once again on the snow-capped mountain on Friday morning, saying that 50,000 cubic meters of ice debris has entered a barrier lake, and that could lead to more flooding once again 2 days after the devastating flood have gripped the Himalayan nation on this. And in fact, warnings have also been issued that there could be more such catastrophic flood coming in a few days. And viewers, slipping into a very short break, but we'll be right back with more updates on the other side. Coming up next, China and Nepal halt rescue operations after dam burst. Rescue teams also being moved to safer zones. Coming up next.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट?
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
प्योर मसाला।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो, पुरा ड्याम फुटेर।
All of a sudden, this incident happened, and we lost 2 buses. And luckily, we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place, and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8.
Coming up after a very short break, in Republic's exclusive conversation with sitting Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun confirms that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Coming up next, stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो, पुरा ड्याम फुटेर।
All of a sudden, this incident happened, and we lost 2 buses. And luckily, we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached to some safer place, and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का, जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू, विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में। तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी खराब हो गई है।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Confirmed by Nepal police, water dam on Tibetan side burst. Fresh flood alert now issued in Nepal. China and Nepal hold rescue operations after dam burst. Rescue teams also being moved to safer zones. In Republic's exclusive conversation with the sitting Nepal Minister, Mahabir Poon confirms that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Tibetan government in exile blames rampant Chinese construction in key river confluence in Tibet behind flash flood, says Dalai Lama warned repeatedly.
Kathmandu and inquired about their well-being. In addition to these 21 Indian nationals, yesterday I had informed you, we had given you an update about 63 Indian nationals who were working at Trishuli 1 hydropower project. They were also rescued yesterday. In addition to these 21 and 63, we have learnt that 96 Indian nationals who were stranded on the Chinese side have safely crossed into Nepal by land, and efforts are underway to have them evacuated. We shall be sharing with you details about them as and when we have more information about their particulars, etc. As far as the number of people who we are not able to contact or who are missing, the figure at this point in time is 320. But please do keep in mind that we are in a dynamic situation, so figures keep going up and down. Also, we have to reconcile several lists that we are dealing with. There are also around 100 persons of Indian origin who remain uncontactable. So these are people of Indian origin who may have gone for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, but they hold other nationalities. Our MEA control room here is working round the clock, as is the case with the control rooms in our embassy in Kathmandu, as also our embassy in Beijing. On the Chinese side, we have 400 Indian nationals. They are safe. They have been in touch with their family because phones, etc., I'm told, is working on that side. Our embassy has been in touch with several of them, in fact, with their team leaders and their travel agent. There's many of their family members also contacted us through the helpline numbers that our embassy is running right now in Beijing. This is on China. This is on China's side. So, and then our embassy. Sorry, around 400. So, as you know, this is, as I said earlier, that it's a dynamic situation. So we will give you an updated figure later. But at this point in time, we are talking about around 400 people. Our embassy is in touch with local authorities in China, and they are working out as to how these people who are there, they can be evacuated. But just to tell you that all these 400 people or plus people are safe. Let me update you on the relief efforts. As you know that we had, as this tragedy unfolded, the same day we mobilized our humanitarian assistance efforts, and we had one aircraft. The first aircraft departed on 26th August in the evening time. It carried 10 tons of relief materials, which included temporary shelters, blankets, hygiene kits, solar lamps, and medicines. Thereafter, there was a second departure which happened yesterday, 27th August, at around 10:30 a.m. in the morning. This particular flight carried 37.5 tons of relief material, which included tents, blankets, hygiene kits, solar lamps, dewatering pumps, kitchen sets, gen sets, medicines, and food items. And then we are considering the third flight to be leaving this evening, expected to be leaving this evening. We shall keep you updated of all the material that is going on this particular flight, as also other support systems that will go with that. This, again, the items that this particular flight will be carrying will have portable gensets, dignity kits, food, water purification tablets, medicines, things that have been made available or requested by the Nepali side to us. So we shall keep you updated. The total load of this particular flight would be something around 12-13 tons. Overall, you know, keeping in mind that this flight also takes off, we would have sent 60 tons of relief material to Nepal by way of our humanitarian assistance. But please do watch out for our post. We'll keep you updated on the third relief flight. So that is what I had to say on the situation as far as Indian nationals are concerned in Nepal, and also our relief efforts. I will take further questions on this particular matter and other things that you would have for me to answer. ठीक है. मैं एक बार हिंदी में मैं इसको आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ. देखिए, 21 भारतीय नागरिक जो फंसे हुए थे, कैलाश मानसरोवर की यात्रा पे गए थे, वो 21 भारतीय नागरिक कल काठमांडू पहुंचे, उस क्षेत्र से जहां पर ये हादसा हुआ. और कल हमारे राजदूत उनसे मिले, उनका हालचाल पूछा कल शाम को, और आज उनको सबको उसके लिए व्यवस्था करके उनको हवाई जहाज में बैठाया गया. हमारी एम्बेसी ने उनके लिए ये ट्रैवल अरेंजमेंट बनाया, और आज वो दिल्ली पहुंच चुके हैं. इंडिगो की जहाज से पहुंचे हैं, कुछ देर पहले पहुंचे हैं. उसके अलावा आप लोग को हमने पहले जानकारी दी थी कि 63 भारतीय नागरिक जो त्रिशूली हाइड्रो पावर में काम करते हैं, त्रिशूली 1, उनको भी वहां से बचाया गया है. इनके बारे में भी आपको विधिवत नहीं, नाम के साथ हम लोगों ने बताया कि कौन कौन से ये 63 लोग हैं. उसके अलावा आज की खबर ये है कि 96 भारतीय नागरिक चीन से नेपाल की तरफ आ चुके हैं, और ये सभी लोग सुरक्षित हैं. इनके बारे में ज्यों हमारे पास सूचना मिलेगी आपसे हम साझा करेंगे. इसके अलावा मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि हमारे पास जो लापता लोगों का जो लिस्ट है वो अभी 320 का है, लेकिन ये मान के चलिए चूँकि स्थिति हर घड़ी बदल रही है, इसमें कुछ ऊपर नीचे भी हो सकता है. इसके अलावा 100 ऐसे लोग हैं करीबन जो भारतीय मूल के लोग हैं, उनसे भी हमारा संपर्क नहीं हो पा रहा है. ये भारतीय मूल के लोग, अलग अलग नागरिकता इनके पास है, विदेशी नागरिकता. इधर विदेश मंत्रालय में कंट्रोल रूम 24 घंटे चल रहा है. वहीं काठमांडू में हमारे दूतावास में और बीजिंग में हमारे दूतावास में, वहाँ भी लगातार 24 घंटे कंट्रोल रूम चल रहा है। मैं आपको ये भी बताऊं कि चीनी तरफ तिब्बत ऑटोनमस रीजन जो है, उस तरफ 400 के लगभग में भारतीय नागरिक वहाँ पर जिससे हम संपर्क कर पाए हैं, और ये सभी लोग सुरक्षित हैं। इनकी अपने परिवारजनों से बात हुई है क्योंकि वहाँ पर टेलीफोन की सुविधा उपलब्ध है, और इनसे हमारे एम्बेसी या तो इनसे खुद ही इनसे बात कर रहा है या इनके ट्रैवल एजेंट और इनके जो ग्रुप के लीडर हैं उनसे बात कर रहा है। कई एक मामलों में इनके परिवार वालों ने हमारे एम्बेसी को भी कांटेक्ट किया है, वहाँ पर संपर्क किया है बीजिंग में, और अभी हमारी एम्बेसी इन 400 जो लोग हैं उनके लिए व्यवस्था कर रही है किस प्रकार से वहाँ से सुरक्षित निकाला जाए। आपको ये बताऊँ कि चीनी तरफ भी बहुत सारे वहाँ भी भूस्खलन वगैरह हुआ है, जिसके कारण सड़कें उड़कें अभी ठीक नहीं है। तो जो कनेक्टिविटी का जरिया खुलता रहेगा, ये लोग जो हैं वहाँ 400 के लगभग में लोग जो मैंने बताया वो भारत वापस आ सकते हैं। जहाँ तक मानवीय सहायता की बात है, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि 26 तारीख को हमने पहला जहाज भेजा जिसमें कि 10 टन सामग्री, मानवीय सहायता सामग्री था। इसके अंदर कंबल, खाने पीने की चीज़, दवाइयाँ, उसके अलावे सोलर लैंप और अन्य चीज़ें भी थी। उसके अलावे कल 27 तारीख को हमने दूसरा जहाज भेजा था जिसमें 37.5 टन मानवीय सहायता हम लोगों ने नेपाल को प्रदान किया था, और ये वो चीज़ें हैं जो वहाँ की सरकार ने हमसे अनुरोध किया। और तीसरा जहाज भी आज जाने क्रम में है, जिसके बारे में आपको हम अवगत कराएंगे जब वो ये कार्य पूरा हो जाएगा। और ऐसा मानना जा रहा है कि इस जहाज में करीबन 12 से 13 टन मानवीय सहायता इसके जरिए भेजा जा रहा है नेपाल। साथ ही साथ मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि हम लोग जो भी हमसे हो सकता है वो हम कर रहे हैं हमारे भारतीय नागरिक को सुरक्षित करने के लिए, और वहाँ पर जो भी हो सकता है नेपाल को भी हम लोग जो सहायता प्रदान कर सकते हैं उनके अनुरोध के हिसाब से वो भी हम कर रहे हैं। तो ये था नेपाल के ऊपर। बाकी अब सवाल साहिल।
So good afternoon, I'm Sahil Pandey from MEA News Agency. So we are seeing considerable assistance being rendered to Nepal. However, large number of Indians are still missing or feared dead. What is Government of India doing about their situation, sir? If you can brief us on that. Thank you.
So there are reports that the Nepalese government has actually refused the offers of assistance from many countries. What is the position vis-a-vis India? Do we have a free hand in sort of rendering the relief efforts? And secondly, I just wanted to check this. Would you have, you have mentioned the number of people who are non-contactable or missing, but what is there any sort of evidence of death toll of the Indians? Have any bodies been recovered or anything like that? Thanks.
Keshav.
Thank you, spokesperson. Keshav Padmanabhan from the print. Yesterday, the Sri Lankan government announced, I think, $1 million in aid to Nepal. So I just wanted to check whether the Indian government is considering any such figure, or has any such figure been requested by Nepal so far? And the second question is on the special representative stock. You've had the 8-point consensus, and you find the mention of this early harvest deal again, which comes from last year, but there seems to be momentum on that. The 2005 agreement called for a packaged deal across the entire border, whereas now you're talking about an early harvest deal. So what really is the situation? If you can give us some understanding on that, I'd be grateful, sir.
Uma?
Sir, I have two questions. Would India also be considering sending field hospitals to Nepal? And my second question is, do you have the number of the Indians who have been deported from the US and UK? And there have been reports that Saudi Arabia has made some changes in its employment policy and they are sending back Indians from there. So if you can give some details on that.
Sachin?
सर, मैं सचिन बुधोलिया, हिंदुस्तान समाचार से। सर, काठमांडू से कुछ ऐसी रिपोर्ट्स आई हैं कि भारत ने एनडीआरएफ की टीम को वहां पर रेस्क्यू
after the floods. So they were brought back to Kathmandu. They were rescued by the Nepali army. And then our embassy arranged for them to come back. So I just came to meet them and, of course, shared our great relief that they were safe and sound, and learned from them about their experiences. They were taken to Kathmandu, then our embassy has arranged for them to come back to India by the flight which has just come in. So I want to say right now, we are still very much focused on contacting all the Indians who are dead. We believe little more than 300, exact number keeps going up and down. About 315 Indians are still not been contacted. Roughly about 85 Indians have been rescued from various places, including this group of 21 people who have just arrived. And they told me about exactly what happened to them, how the floods came, and they were very thankful, particularly to the Nepal army, which made this great effort to get them out of that very difficult place where they were. So right now our effort is on supporting Nepal in the relief, in the rescue of people. So even today I spoke in the morning to the Nepal foreign minister. So we have given them, a range of support offers. They are evaluating it. Whatever they feel is appropriate, they will pick up for their needs. I think right now the main thing is that in one place where there is a hydroelectric project, there could be possibility of people who may be in a tunnel. So we are sending a team to help with the who are experts in tunneling. Also, they need some Bailey bridges. So we are sending bridges. These are bridges which can be quickly put together along with a team. There may be some medical teams also going out there. And on other things from our side, if they require NDRF people to go, we will send them. We have given them that option. 2 planes of relief supplies have already gone out there. Third plane will be taking off today. So as you can see, this is for us right now. It's our #1 priority, how to respond to this situation, how to support the relief efforts in Nepal, how to to help in the rescue and the return of our people, and also other nationals, Nepalis, for other foreigners who are out there. So I'm particularly glad that this group of people who really came through in a very extraordinary manner. They were talking to me about it, that they have come back safe and sound. So really it is something very moving experience. Thank you.
So the rescue efforts are still ongoing. How many teams have been deployed on ground?
No, the rescue efforts are being done by the Nepal authorities and Nepal forces. So even these people were rescued by the Nepal army. So I think from our side, whatever support we can give to the government of Nepal, we are doing. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, Keshav, coming to your question, this is regarding the 8-point consensus, the early harvest part. So, the recent round of SR talks were held. We have come out with a press release. We gave you all the discussions that happened in these talks. A detailed consensus outcome which was negotiated between the two sides has been put out. The two sides underlined during the talks that their commitment to advancing negotiations on a framework. So, advancing negotiations on a framework for the settlement of the boundary question in accordance with the agreement on political parameters and guiding principles for settlement of the India-China boundary questions signed in 2005 and the consensus reached in subsequent SR talks in pursuit of a fair, reasonable and mutually acceptable solution. It was also decided that the expert group on boundary delimitation under the WMCC would advance discussions on an early and substantial harvest of boundary delimitation. Vijayalakshmi.
हेलो सर, विजयलक्ष्मी हूँ इंडिया टीवी से। सर, ब्रिक्स समिट को लेकर के पूछना चाहती हूँ कि कौन से हेड ऑफ स्टेट, हेड ऑफ गवर्नमेंट आएंगे? क्या चीन और रूस के राष्ट्रपति दोनों भारत आएंगे ब्रिक्स समिट के लिए?
गौतम,
Thank you, sir. Gautam Lairi. On the Nepal, whether there is a massive destruction has taken place in the hydropower projects, whether any supply to Indian grid, the power has been affected or not? And second question also another on Bangladesh, that the human tragedy is going on there continuously. There's some of the Hindu families are being deliberately targeted there. 2 incidents have happened and the government of Bangladesh is not taking up any proper actions, or I don't know about what they have done. So whether India has any concern about this continuous, people are very upset there.
Enjoy.
So, after the visit by the NSA, who is also SR, it was decided that apart from the Corps Commanders level meeting in Ladakh, there would be 2 others, presumably the central sector and Arunachal, and also 2 hotlines. Now, when is that going to happen?
Well, that was the spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs, and also at the same time, the External Affairs Minister also spoke on the rescue and relief operations carried out in Nepal, also saying that India is committed to send more, even NDRF personnel, to help support the rescue operations in Nepal, even saying that 21 Indian pilgrims who were stranded after the Nepal flood have also been rescued, that have been confirmed by both the External Affairs Minister and the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson, Randhir Jaiswal, on that. And these are the latest that we're tracking, and also confirmed that over 300 Indians remain uncontactable, and the priority is on to try and trace them, and more Indians have also been rescued. That's what both the spokesperson and the minister have also spoken on the rescue and relief operations. My colleague Sarthak continues to join us to give us more details in this. Sarthak, we've just heard from the Ministry of External Affairs, the minister as well, who was saying that India is sending another aircraft later today with more relief materials to support with the relief and the rescue operations, and also saying that more Indians have also, who were stranded have been brought back safely to Kathmandu. And these are the latest from the side of the ministry. Give us more details into how the rescue operations are being carried out, and the relief, and also the first aid and everything else that are being given to the survivors, to those that have been rescued.
Absolutely, Amrita. Since the beginning itself, the Indian government has made sure that they provide every form of assistance and every form of support to the Nepal government in this search and rescue operation. As a matter of fact, previously we had received the information there were nearly 130 Indians who were stranded in these areas. However, that number went higher, and now, although we do not have like an official figure as to how many Indians are still stuck, but nearly 290 plus Indians are stuck. And so the latest that we got, that 85 Indians have been rescued, and now an official confirmation has come from the External Affairs Minister that a fresh plane has been deployed in that region to provide assistance and support to the Nepal government. Previously, nearly 10 tons of relief and medical equipments were provided to the Nepal government for this search and rescue operation. And now deployment of this fresh plane into the region takes that number even higher. So the number so far, 85 Indians have been rescued. However, still nearly 300 Indians are missing, and they are yet to be rescued, along with some foreign nationals as well. what is the exact number of what is the exact figure? What is the exact number of Indians which are still missing? We do not have any official confirmation of that, but we are constantly tracking this, Amrita.
That's right, and we'll continue to track this. Thank you so much for joining us again and giving us all of those updates, Sarthak. And coming up after a very short break, India steps up assistance to Nepal. India to send one more Indian Air Force C-130J transport aircraft with tons of relief material to Nepal today. Coming up next.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो बंटवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
आया। असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का, जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में। तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है। 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 August.
Coming up after a very short break, Tibetan government in exile blames rampant Chinese construction in key river confluence in Tibet behind flash flood, says Dalai Lama warned repeatedly. Stay tuned.
ठुलो बाड़ी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
डाल दो।
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
मामा लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached to some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर, जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू, विराटनगर उस तरफ
Confirmed by Nepal police, water dam on Tibetan side burst. Fresh flood alert now issued in Nepal. China and Nepal hold rescue operations after dam burst. Rescue teams also being moved to safer zones. In Republic's exclusive conversation with sitting Nepal Minister, Mahabir Pun confirms that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Tibetan government in exile blames rampant Chinese construction in key river confluence in Tibet behind flash floods, says the Dalai Lama warned repeatedly. Largest news team in Nepal from Republic, 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwakot and Chitwan. India steps up assistance to Nepal. India to send one more Indian Air Force C-130J transport aircraft with 60 tons of relief material today. And viewers, we begin with a big business news updates that my colleague Karan will take it from here. Karan, over to you.
The United States of America just gave India a major weapon, and it's not just about the hardware here. India is set to produce the Javelin anti-tank missile system from the United States. In a detailed statement put out by the United States Embassy, Washington confirmed the sale of the war-tested Javelin missile system through the foreign military sales route. Now, the Javelin is an advanced medium-range fire-and-forget missile system, and the sale is happening, which is used by the US Army, the US Marine Corps, and dozens of countries worldwide. We've seen it being used in the Russia-Ukraine conflict recently as well. It's designed to take out armored vehicles, fortified positions, and a wide range of targets. India will now have access to this technology. Dipanshu joins us for more on this from the newsroom. Dipanshu, what does this mean for India, Make in India, and for the armed forces at large?
Yeah, right. Thanks, Karan. And as you rightly mentioned, that US has announced that India has signed the letter of acceptance for the Javelin missile system. Now, to tell you about this Javelin missile system, it is an American-made man-portable anti-guided missile system, anti-tank guided missile system, which has a fire and forget capabilities. Now, interestingly, this is not the first time that this Javelin has been in news. Last year in February, the Javelin joint venture, which is a joint venture of Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, announced that they are interested and they are looking for opportunities for co-assembly and co-production in India. And they've also signed a memorandum of understanding with Bharat Dynamics Limited. Additionally, in November last year, the United States also announced that it has approved $5.7 million of sales of Javelin missile systems, which included 100 missiles and 25 launchers to India. And now, as this co-production thing is being coming up with the ambassador of US to India announcing it, that there is a possible co-production line. The ideas or the announcement related to transfer of technologies have not yet come, and what Indian content will be used is not yet disclosed. This comes after we have had Washington and Delhi strengthening and deepening defense ties and cooperation, which will in turn lead to better defense production and better self-reliance in terms of defense production in India.
Well, thanks, Dipanshu. Well, viewers, this is exactly the kind of deal that reshapes the geopolitical situation in India. In West Asia, in Asia, India gets cutting-edge weapons. America gets a strong ally in Asia to counter China. And the story is just getting started. Back to you, Amrita.
Thank you so much, Karan, for giving us all of those updates from the world of business. And viewers, so we move on to more breaking news that's coming in at the moment. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar received a group of 21 pilgrims from Tamil Nadu who were rescued from floods in Nepal. In fact, the minister thanked the Nepali army and their government for their rescue efforts. And 21 pilgrims from Tamil Nadu who were stranded after the deadly Nepal floods were safely rescued, and all 21 of them hailing from Tamil Nadu. In fact, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar had received 21 of the rescued Indian pilgrims who were stranded in Nepal, and they have now been safely rescued and brought back home, and has thanked the Nepali army and the Nepali government for their safe return. In fact, the External Affairs Minister also spoke about the safe return of the pilgrims. Let's take a listen.
I just received a group of people, Indians who had gone on pilgrimage to Mansarovar, Kailash Mansarovar, and they had been rescued after the floods. So they were brought back to Kathmandu. They were rescued by the Nepali army, and then our embassy arranged for them to come back. So I just came to meet them, and of course, shared our great relief that they were safe and sound, and learned from them about their experiences. They were taken to Kathmandu, then our embassy has arranged for them to come back to India by the flight which has just come in. So I want to say right now, we are still very much focused on contacting all the Indians who are dead. We believe little more than 300, exact number keeps going up and down. About 315 Indians are still not been contacted. Roughly about 85 Indians have been rescued from various places, including this group of 21 people who have just arrived. And they told me about exactly what happened to them, how the floods came, and they were very thankful, particularly to the Nepal army, which made this great effort to get them out of that very difficult place where they were. So right now our effort is on supporting Nepal in the relief, in the rescue of people. So even today I spoke in the morning to the Nepal foreign minister. So We have given them, a range of support offers. They are evaluating it. Whatever they feel is appropriate, they will pick up for their needs. I think right now the main thing is that in one place where there is a hydroelectric project, there could be possibility of people who may be in a tunnel. So we are sending a team to help with the who are experts in tunneling. Also, they need some Bailey bridges. So we are sending bridges. These are bridges which can be quickly put together along with a team. There may be some medical teams also going out there, and on other things from our side, if they require NDRF people to go, we will send them. We have given them that option. 2 planes of relief supplies have already gone out there. Third plane will be taking off today. So as you can see, this is for us right now. It's our #1 priority. How to respond to this situation. How to support the relief efforts in Nepal, how to to help in the rescue and the return of our people, and also other nationals, Nepalis, other foreigners who are out there. So I'm particularly glad that this group of people who really came through in a very extraordinary manner. They were talking to me about it. That they have come back safe and sound. So really it is something very moving experience.
My colleague Chandrakala joins us on this to give us more details. Chandrakala, this is in fact positive news. 21 pilgrims have been rescued and brought safely. In fact, this is as the search and rescue operations continue to intensify in the Nepal floods, and the Indians continue to be rescued, and this is a major positive breakthrough. The 21 Indians have now been brought back as well. Give us more details on that.
Yes, in fact, a very, very important development, major breakthrough as far as India's repatriation process is concerned. We know that India has been standing, of course, is with Nepal. We have seen the continuous assistance coming in from India to Nepal. Now also that the repatriation has begun. 21 Indian nationals has landed in Delhi. Of course, we saw External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar himself sharing and meeting there. He himself has met them at the airport, and also that it was very hard. It's very heart touching. Of course, he has said that they have also thanked the Nepal Army for the safe rescue and relief operation that is still underway. Of course, India has been sending all kind of possible help. Of course, third tranche of humanitarian assistance will be sent. Of course, now the fact that the IF will be sending the third tranche of relief materials to Nepal, and these 21 Indians have already reached home, thankfully, and of course more and more repatriation to take place. In fact, the 63 Indian nationals who have been working in the Trichuli project are safe. That is what we are learning now. Of course, they are safe and they will be repatriated soon. The embassy there are working to repatriate them back home as soon as possible. The fact that the 320 Indian nationals are still uncontactable, we'll have to wait and watch either if they are missing or if there are any kind of God forbid nothing bad happens, but yes, they also come back safely, what we are expecting. And the fact that India has been helping Nepal, of course, we know that NDRF team has been also sent there, and Bailey bridges. In fact, India is also looking to mobilize Bailey bridges to Nepal. One has already been sent, and of course, more are expected as developments are more we are expecting more developments. We are expecting that India is the only responder right at this moment that have been helping Nepal back to back. We can see back-to-back materials sent, and of course, India's neighborhood first policy still remains intact. The fact that India has been the first responder, and now that External Affairs Minister himself have visited the airport and met these the survivors. Of course, they are returned. They have they are back home, and it's a very heart-touching, in fact, heart-touching moment for the External Affairs Minister right at this moment. And we are expecting that more and more relief materials will be sent over the days, now coming few days, because we know that there has been second warning. There will be a second risk of fresh floods happening there. And in fact, that 320 Indians are still uncontactable. And there's the 21 Indians have come back, and 63 Indians who are, in fact, 96 Indians who were at the Chinese side have reached safely to Nepal. So this is a huge development. They were traveling to Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. They were undertaking this Kailash Mansarovar Yatra, and now they have reached Nepal. So yes, very, very major developments, and India has been standing with Nepal, and continues. The repatriation continues. The relief materials, the humanitarian assistance continues. I think India has been the only country who has come to the rescue of Nepal, of course, being the immediate neighbor. And we are expecting that 60 tons of aid to be sent in third flight today evening, most likely by evening.
That's right. Thank you so much for all of those updates, Chandrakala. In fact, India has stepped up the efforts of the rescue and relief operations on that. And we move on to more updates that's coming in. In fact, Republic has also accessed a 5-minute raw video that shows how the deadly deluge occurred when the Trishuli River burst its banks, resulting in nearby people fleeing in panic. In fact, the residents of the region are racing to flee the fast-flowing water and get to higher ground in an effort to escape the flooding. The river, which pushed past 2 bridges in the region, also resulted in a lot of fear, as you can hear from this audio as in the video. Let's take a look at the visuals.
हे भगवान पानी ठाका ढुङ्गेको पेट्रोल पम्प लिएर आइसक्यो पानी ढुङ्गेको पेट्रोल पम्प परमेश्वर के आला हे भगवान हजुर खोला हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ खोला यहाँ भागो 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 माथि भगवान खोला चाहिँ ढुङ्गेको बेताई जाने माथि आइसकेको छु एकछिन जाऊ है घर दोकान मुनि पल्टन थालिसकेको छ आइमै जाए माथि आएको हे भगवान हे भगवान हेर्नु अवस्था हेर्नुहोस् गाडिसकेर बगायो हामी जहिले माथि बान्द्रेमा छौँ तार पनि सबै झोल्यो ए त्रिशुली बजार सबै डुबान पानी नजिक आइसकेको छ ओ दाइ बिस्तारै बिस्तारै आउनु माथि बिस्तारै आउनु बिस्तारै आउनु यता आउनु हेर्नुहोस् त त्यहाँ ल माथि केही छैन ढुङ्गे बजार पुरै डुबेको छ हेर्नुहोस् त्रिशुलीको अवस्था हेर्नुहोस् त्रिशुलीको पावर हाउस एउटा केही छैन पावर हाउस पनि सबै सक्यो
And now let us show you new satellite imagery that shows the aftermath of the Nepal-Tibet flash floods from August 27. This footage, it shows videos of the devastating Nepal flash floods at the Gairong border port. The Gairong port, in fact, was one of the first major infrastructure to be destroyed. The satellite imagery now shows the view of the heavily damaged landscape after the Nepal floods, a barren, debris-covered slope and valley floor with most structures and infrastructure buried or washed away. Take a look at these visuals, a before and after of satellite visuals of Gairong port. It shows the structure. That's the image of the structure from the ground and the satellite visuals. This was how it looked before, and this is after the flood had ravaged and completely flattened the structures around. This was, in fact, built at the confluence of the Trishuli River, and one of the big structure that was, in fact, reportedly opposing the course of the river that was flowing through. And we're now seeing that these visuals, satellite visuals that we have accessed, it shows the before and after of the scale of destruction of the flash floods. And the Gairong port, this was one of China's outposts, in fact, a gateway towards China from Tibet. And the port now being shown in satellite images, completely flattened after the floods. And slipping into a very short break with that, and we'll come back with more updates on the other side. Coming up next, sitting Nepal Prime Minister Mahabir Pun in an exclusive conversation with Republic confirmed that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
I wake up wearing someone else again. Don't let it slip. I'm losing. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath, there's a
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू, विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी खराब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं। और
Coming up after a very short break, India steps up assistance to Nepal. India to send one more Indian Air Force C-130J transport aircraft with 60 tons of relief material today.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
मामा लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर।
All of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू, विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे हम, फिर लास्ट हमारी बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को। फिर यस्टरडे से मतलब हम लोग को
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Welcome back, friends. India's startup ecosystem is not just changing the way we live and work, it is building the future. From bold founders and disruptive ideas to technologies transforming entire industries, India is emerging as a true startup nation. Now, Republic Business brings together the people shaping this journey at its flagship event, the Republic Business Startup Conclave 2026. Bharat, the startup nation. This 31st of August, witness India's entrepreneurial spirit in action. And let's begin with the headlines. Confirmed by Nepal police, water dam on Tibetan side bursts. Fresh flood alert now issued in the country. China and Nepal halt rescue operations after dam burst. Teams also being moved to safer zones. In Republic's exclusive conversation with sitting Nepal Minister Mahabir Poon, confirms that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Tibetan government in exile blames rampant Chinese construction activity in key river confluence zones in Tibet behind flash floods, says Dalai Lama warned repeatedly. Largest news team in Nepal from Republic, 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwakot and Chitwan. And India steps up assistance to Nepal in sending one more IAF C-130J Hercules transport aircraft with 60 tons of relief material today. All right, the story under focus, the flood fury in Nepal and the causes behind it. Friends, we have more details coming up regarding the Chinese activities in Tibet that might have contributed to the ice avalanche, the Glof event and the flood. Reports state that after a large number of flood on-site videos were posted in WeChat groups, related content is being deleted and censored across the entire internet. WeChat is the Chinese equivalent of WhatsApp, and with all the social media chatter, it seems the Chinese authorities have got cracking. The Tibetans allege that the CCP is not only refusing to provide disaster relief, but is also censoring, deleting and banning accounts for videos of disaster victims seeking help. The disaster is unfolding, yet the voices of the victims are being silenced. Remember, China's disaster management authorities have released US $25 million in emergency aid, and we are hearing That's about 200, 250 crore rupees. And we are also hearing of Chinese President Xi Jinping chairing review meetings of how relief operations are going on. Chinese media reports suggest that about 500 people are missing on their side as well, even as 400 Indians are stuck on the Tibet side of the border with Nepal. And Indian authorities are coordinating both in New Delhi, in Kathmandu, as also in Beijing. And now reports emerging that the Chinese authorities have launched a major crackdown on social media on the Tibetan side, and they are forcing videos to be deleted, videos which show the possibility of construction activity having influenced the disaster. All right, moving on. We in fact stay with this story. Harrowing footage shows a family trapped by massive floods in Nepal. The Trishuli River flowing in a spate has led to buildings crumbling and being swept away. But this visual shows a family stuck in their home as the river gushes around them, swirling waters, and the family there in the middle. We don't know what happened ultimately, but if you look at the gushing waters of Trishuli River all around them, the manner in which the debris are floating, the speed with which the material carried by the flood is swirling around, and the dangerous levels of second floor that the flood waters have attained in these pictures clearly shows that the family there in the picture came close to facing existential threat. We don't know what happened later, but the waters clearly rushing up to the second floor of the building, as can be seen. More on Nepal's story. After the catastrophic flash floods hit the China-Nepal border, Chinese state media and officials are seeking to put the blame of the mudslide entirely on the Nepalese side for damaging Tibet's Girong port. However, satellite data indicates the glacial collapse actually started inside Chinese-controlled Tibet, unleashing a 10-meter surge that killed over 300 people, left more than 1,400 missing, and caused massive infrastructure destruction across Nepal and Tibet. More details in this report.
A massive blame game has erupted following yesterday's catastrophic flash floods along the China-Nepal border. Official Chinese military and state media channels are actively pushing a narrative that places the blame on Nepal. Accounts like the China Military Bugle and state broadcaster CCTV are heavily broadcasting statements from President Xi Jinping. They explicitly claim that a, quote, mudslide in Nepal triggered the destruction and casualties at Tibet's Girong border port. But independent satellite data and international geological trackers tell a completely different story. The massive glacial and permafrost collapse actually initiated inside Chinese-controlled Tibet, roughly 20 kilometers northeast of the border crossing, sending torrents rushing downward into Nepal.
जरेको फुलको यस्तो पुरै पुरै सिङ्गै सिङ्गै हेरेको पनि लग्यो सबै
So the first group of 73 people who are working on Trishuli 1 power project, then two separate groups of 37 and 49 nationals from Tamil Nadu, Indian nationals from Tamil Nadu, who traveled for Kailash Mansarovar Yatra through Samrat and Fly Everest Travels. These are two separate travel agents. Then a group of 32 nationals from Indian nationals from West Bengal who traveled with the help of Samrat Travels in Timure, which is in Rasuwa district where this particular disaster has happened. Then a group of 61 Indian nationals from different states who traveled through Richa tours. And then a group of 33 Indian nationals from Kerala. So these are 5 major groups who comprise by and large the 288 people that we are talking about.
All right, in fact, we have our reporting teams on the ground bringing to you these pictures and Sarthak joins us live, in fact, from Dhading, one of the worst affected districts of this flood fury that was unleashed after an ice avalanche on the Tibetan side of the China-Nepal border. Sarthak, you are reporting from Dhading. I can see a waterway behind you. Please tell us where exactly you are and what's the latest you can share about those missing, those found dead, and the rescue operations going on there.
Well, absolutely, Abhishek. Half an hour ago, we were at the exact spot, the exact flood-affected spot in Dhading. It was a commercial area. It was a market area which was very heavily affected. The entire market was evacuated because it was the surge of the water and the gravity of the situation was such that it was very important for the authorities to evacuate the entire place. It was a marketplace. There were the 70 to 80 feet high water wave came gushing through the market area, and it was completely devastated. There were buildings, there were residential buildings, there were commercial buildings, there were vehicles which were completely drowned underwater. They were completely drowned in the mud. There was a lot of mud and slush in the area. That place, that entire path, that entire road was completely blocked. It was cleared by the authorities today in the morning itself. However, they were not allowing any people to move any further because it has been communicated to the locals by the authorities that the risk still persists. There is a high likelihood that there could be another flash flood in the area, and that is one of the most that's the worst affected areas in Nepal, at least one of the worst affected areas after Rasua and Noagat. That's Dhading is a place that was heavily affected, and there is another place a few kilometers away from Noagat. That is the place that where we will be traveling tomorrow, because that place is also one of the areas which has been heavily affected. It's a village which has been heavily affected by the flood flash, and now the danger still persists because a report has come in from the Chinese government where they are telling that the next 72 hours are going to be extremely crucial. So far, the Indian government has also confirmed many Indians have been rescued so far. Nearly 21 people from Tamil Nadu have been rescued. 63 Indian workers who were working on the Trishuli hydropower, they have been rescued. So several developments are happening in this area, but the risk still continues. The next 3 days, the next 72 hours are going to be extremely crucial. Abhishek.
Okay. Next 24 to 36 hours are very crucial, and you also be safe. Sarthak will come back to you. More on this story. The Nepal Army has now released another video showing a daring rescue operation they conducted. The visual shows how the Nepali Army soldiers rescued one of the men trapped in the hydropower tunnel. All right, these are pictures of the Nepali Army rescue operations. They are pulling out workers from a hydropower plant. It seems the tunnel of the Trishuli hydropower plant. And we saw how the two soldiers have gone inside and through the muck and slush, wading in and bringing out two of those workers and then pulling them up through a helicopter and bringing them to safety. In fact, about 30 of Indian workers also at one of those hydropower plants were also rescued by the Nepali Army, and all rescue efforts being channelized through Nepal. Look at these pictures of how much slush is there and how difficult, with what difficulty these soldiers are bringing out the trapped workers 2 days after the floods buried them in, and they have survived and being brought out to safety by the Nepal army, which of course has for now stopped its rescue operations given the possibility of a flood with dam burst happening and China warning of it from upstream. And my colleague, all right, look at these pictures again once, and becomes clear the scale of the debris that came in down from the Tibetan side. Look at this, the worker being rescued by the Nepali army soldiers and being brought to safety on their shoulders and then onwards through a chopper or on a chopper. All right, with that, we slip into a short break, but coming up more from Nepal on the other side of this very short one.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट
क्या बात है स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड
कुछ तो सस्ता लो
सब बढ़िया लो
इसमें क्या खास बात है
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात
मसाला
लाइट यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइट छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है तो मेरी जो
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
मामा लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है, तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर, जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू, विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में। तो इसीलिए सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है। 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है। हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे उन, फिर लास्ट हमारे बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को। फिर यस्टरडे से मतलब हम लोग कोई कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा। तो जब कल खबर देखे हम लोग, फिर हम लोग कोशिश किया था कि जितने भी अथॉरिटी है बातचीत करने में, उन सब ने बोल रहा है कि कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं है, वहाँ का इंटरनेट भी डाउन है, रास्ता भी बंद है सब, तो ज़्यादातर इन्फॉर्मेशन तो कुछ पा नहीं रहे हैं उन लोग।
आमामामामामा ल यहाँ हामीले अब ओहो यार, यो पुरै ड्याम फुटेर आएको यो घर गयो यो। ल ल त्रिशुली बजारै गयो यार, ल गयो यार। मामा लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe.
I received a group of people, Indians who had gone on pilgrimage Kailash Mansarovar, and they had been rescued after the floods.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar receives 21 Indian nationals from Tamil Nadu who were rescued from the deadly Nepal flash floods.
Considering the third flight to be leaving this evening, expected to be leaving this evening, we shall keep you updated of all the material that is going on this particular flight, as also other support systems that will go with that.
India to send third contingent of rescue and relief aid to Nepal. The Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randir Jaiswal says third flight carrying relief expected to leave tonight. Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun, in an exclusive interview with Republic, reveals that over 1,000 bodies have already been recovered so far. Chinese drones detect another avalanche. Footage captures ice debris crashing into a barrier lake. The largest news team in Nepal from Republic, 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwakot, Chitwan and Ruswa. All right, friends. My colleague Amrita Garg is on the ground in the flood-hit areas of Nepal. Let's listen to her report filed from Devi Ghat Bazaar, up north there in Nepal.
जो तस्वीरें मैं आपको दिखाते हुए यहाँ तक पहुँची हूँ वो 2 किलोमीटर पीछे तक रह गई हैं। हम उतना चलकर यहाँ तक आए हैं ताकि आपको वो दिखा सकें जो शायद अब तक आपने नहीं देखा होगा। देवी घाट का ये वो इलाका है जो इस वक्त सुपर सेंसिटिव जोन है। और उमेश, जरा आप मेरे पीछे की तस्वीर दिखाएं, मेरे पीछे की तस्वीर दिखाएं। ये जो पुल जो मैं आपको इस वक्त दिखा रही हूँ, ये पुल जो क्षतिग्रस्त हुआ है, ये देखिए आप, इस पुल का एक कोना, एक सिरा वहाँ है और दूसरा सिरा ये देखिए, ये यहाँ है। ये यहाँ से टूटा है पुल। यहाँ से ये लोग एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते होंगे, उधर कोई गांव रहा होगा या फिर वो रास्ता रहा होगा आने के लिए जहाँ से लोग आया करते थे। लेकिन ये पुल आप देखिए, लोहे का कितना भारी भरकम पुल है, कितनी जिंदगियां बर्बाद हुई हैं, कितना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तबाह हुआ है, इसकी कोई सीमा नहीं है। ये पुल यहाँ से बह गया है, यहाँ से टूटा और बहकर कहाँ चला गया आप देख रहे हैं। तादी नदी का ये रौद्र रूप आप देख रहे हैं। अभी भी ये नदी उफान पर है। पुल के बीच में से निकलती हुई उफान मारती लहरें आप देख रहे हैं। ये बताती हैं कि इस वक्त जो तूफान आप देख रहे हैं, जब अपने चरम पर रहा होगा ये मंजर, तब क्या हुआ होगा, क्या बीती होगी उन लोगों पर जो देवी घाट में मौजूद थे, क्या हुआ होगा। मैं 360 डिग्री अगर आप तस्वीर देख पाएं, ये तस्वीर आप देखिए, ये 90 डिग्री आपको हम दिखा रहे हैं। हर तरफ आपको तबाही का ये मंजर नज़र आएगा, हर तरफ आपको बिखरी हुई चीज़ें नज़र आएंगी, आपको बिखरे हुए सामान नज़र आएंगे। और ये देख रहे हैं आप, ये बिस्किट का पैकेट है, कहाँ से आया होगा, किस दुकान से आया होगा, किस दुकानदार ने इसे अपनी दुकान में लगाया होगा ताकि वो इसे बेचेगा, अपनी जीविका कमाएगा। कौन इसे खाएगा, अपनी भूख मिटाएगा, कौन सा बच्चा इसे खरीद कर लेके जाएगा। अब वो नहीं बचा, वो खत्म हो चुका है। कौन खाएगा अब इन बिस्किट्स को, कौन खाएगा। कौन खरीदेगा? बहुत मुश्किल है ऐसी त्रासदी को कवर करना, अपने जज्बात पर काबू रखना और आपको बताना कि हुआ है क्या। आप ये चारपाई का पाया है, एक पाया बचा है। आप सोचिए अगर ये पाया यहाँ किनारे पर है, अगर कोई उस वक्त सो रहा होगा या इस पर कोई लेटा होगा, बच्चा होगा, बुजुर्ग होगा, कौन होगा? यहाँ से बह गया होगा या मैं जहाँ हूँ वहाँ दबा होगा। कोई सुराग नहीं है, कोई निशान नहीं है, जिंदगी की कोई उम्मीद नहीं है। इस वक्त मेरे लिए कुछ भी आपको कह पाना, बता पाना। ये टंकी देखिए, ये टंकी का टुकड़ा आप देख रहे हैं, पूरी टंकी तहस नहस हो गई। इसमें रोज़मर्रा की ज़रूरत की ये चीज़ें हैं, इसमें पानी भरा रहता होगा, किसी घर का गुजारा चलता होगा, सब बर्बाद हो गया है। जिस चारपाई का पाया मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ, शायद उस पर बिछा हुआ ये गद्दा होगा जो अब लटक रहा है यहाँ, इस पर कोई नहीं है। बहुत मुश्किल है आज ये बताना, लेकिन सोचिए कि क्या रहा होगा वो मंजर जब लोगों ने ये बर्दाश्त किया होगा। वहाँ से कुछ लोग हैं, कुछ तस्वीरें हैं जो अगर मैं मूव कर पाऊँ तो दिखाऊंगी आपको। यहाँ से गए थे आप?
भी जा सकते हैं, बट बी केयरफुली जाइएगा।
देवी घाट का ये वो इलाका है जो 72 घंटे पहले पूरा गुलजार होगा। मैं आपको ये तस्वीर दिखाती हूँ जिससे आप ये सोचने पर मजबूर हो जाएंगे कि जो आंकड़े प्रशासन दे रहा है वो आंकड़े कितने कम हैं। जाहिर है बॉडीज मिलेंगी, उसके बाद आंकड़ा जारी किया जाएगा, हम समझते हैं, लेकिन जो ग्राउंड रिपोर्ट रिपब्लिक भारत आपको दिखाने जा रहा है, जहां मैं मौजूद हूं, जो मैं अपनी नज़र से, मेरे कैमरा की नज़र से आपको दिखा पाऊंगी, वो भयावह है। ये घर देख रहे हैं आप, इसमें से निकला हुआ ये मलबा देख रहे हैं आप, इस घर की उस बाउंड्री को पार करके आया हुआ ये मलबा इस पूरे घर को पार करके खिड़कियों से बाहर निकलने पर आमादा है, और ये सैलाब अपने आप में सब कुछ बहा ले जाने पर आमादा रहा होगा। ये हम समझ रहे हैं इन तस्वीरों को देखकर। घरों में गद्दे, अलमारियां, बाल्टियां, शीशे, सब कुछ टूट गया। टाइल्स तो टूट कर बाहर आ गई हैं, ये देख रहे हैं आप, ये टाइल्स लगी हुई होंगी जो टूट कर बाहर आ गई हैं। क्या कुछ यहां पर होगा, क्या कुछ रहा होगा। ये तस्वीर आप देखिए, ये एक बच्चे का खिलौना है। यहाँ क्या कहूं मैं, बहुत कुछ आपको दिखाने लायक है, बहुत कुछ बताने लायक है, लेकिन हिम्मत नहीं है। कुदरत के इस कहर के आगे हम इतने बौने हैं, ये इन तस्वीरों को देखकर समझ में आता है। आप देख रहे हैं ये पूरा घर बर्बाद हो गया है। ये देख रहे हैं आप, इन घरों के ऐसा लग रहा है कि सीनों को चीरते हुए ये तूफान गुजरा है। और सोचिए इस घरों में कौन कौन होगा, महिलाएं होंगी, बच्चे होंगे, बुजुर्ग होंगे। ये ब्रेड का पैकेट मंगाया गया होगा खाने के लिए, खुला भी नहीं है। आप सोचिए कि क्या किसी ने सोचा था ये शायद 1-2 दिन तक खाई जाती। खुली भी नहीं है, ये पैकेट सील बंद है। अब ना तो इन्हें खाने वाला बचा है, ना खरीदने वाला बचा है, ना बेचने वाला बचा है। और ये जो खिलौना मेरे हाथ में है, इस खिलौने से खेलने वाला बच्चा भी नहीं होगा तो यहाँ से कैसे भागा होगा, आप उस त्रासदी का अंदाजा लगाइए। ये निशान जो यहाँ पर छूटे हैं, ये देखिए, ये टप रखे हैं सजाकर यहाँ नीचे। उमेश दिखाइए। आप देखिए, ये स्टोर रूम रहा होगा जो पूरी तरह से कीचड़ से भर गया है। वहां पर भुट्टे रखे हैं, वो भुट्टे स्टोर किए गए होंगे या तो बेचने के लिए या तो खाने के लिए, लेकिन अब यहाँ कुछ नहीं बचा है। ये साड़ी, जब एक औरत इस साड़ी में लिपटती होगी, इस साड़ी को पहनती होगी, वो श्रृंगार कौन करेगा? अब ये बड़े बड़े बर्तन, तस्वीरों को देखकर लगता है कि शायद यहाँ पर कोई खाने की दुकान चल रही होगी। ये जूते जिसके होंगे वो यहीं रह गए। ये पतीले, इनमें जो बनना था वो अब कभी नहीं बन पाएगा। ये घर जिसमें लोग रहते थे वो घर बर्बाद हो गए हैं। ये खिड़कियां टूट चुकी हैं, ये आशियाने तबाह हो चुके हैं, यहाँ पर जिंदगी थम चुकी है और बर्बादी पसर चुकी है। ये तस्वीरें जो मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ, यकीन मानिए आपको दिखाना आसान नहीं है, लेकिन कोशिश है रिपब्लिक भारत की कि हम जहाँ तक पहुँच पाएँ वहाँ तक पहुँच कर ये तस्वीरें आप तक पहुँचा पाएँ। वीडियो जर्नलिस्ट उमेश के साथ अमृता गर्ग, रिपब्लिक भारत।
All right, that was a ground report by our colleague Amrita in Devi Ghat Bazaar of Nepal. We are coming back to more ground reports, but before that, a breaking news connected with the same, which is that the Chinese embassy in Kathmandu has issued official statement claiming the avalanche took place on the Nepalese side. China continues its disinformation overdrive, trying to put the blame on Nepal. And in fact, we have the Global Times reporting earlier, attributing it to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where after questions were asked about where exactly the flood began, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian has said that experts and relevant official agencies from both China and Nepal had conducted preliminary assessments of the cause of the disaster, which indicated that the mudslide was triggered by the collapse of a high-altitude glacier in Nepal. So essentially, China continuing to put the entire onus of this disaster, even if natural and not man-made, on Nepal. This even as there is a strong debate on whether the intense construction activity that the Chinese have been carrying out on their side of the border in Tibet is something to do with this avalanche that created a barrier lake and ultimately the Gulf event. All right, with that, we have to slip into a short break, but coming up more on the same, Nepal floods and our ground coverage from the affected areas. The Republic has 8 reporters there on the ground, and we are coming back with more of that. Also, drone footage that detects another avalanche, captures ice debris crashing into the barrier lake.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट।
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आमा लाइभ लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे हम, फिर लास्ट हमारे बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को। फिर यस्टरडे से मतलब हम लोग कोई कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा, तो जब कल खबर देख
Welcome back. Now, Republic has also accessed a 5-minute raw video that shows how the deadly deluge occurred when the Trishuli River burst its banks, resulting in nearby people fleeing in panic. The residents of the region are racing to flee from the fast-flowing waters and get to a higher ground in an effort to escape the floods and the fury. The river, which pushed past 2 bridges in the region, also resulted in a lot of fear, as can be heard from the video. Take a look.
पानी ढुङ्गामा उलिसकेको छ भागो 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 हे भगवान पानी ढाका ढुङ्गाको पेट्रोल पम्प लिएर आइसक्यो पानी ढुङ्गाको पेट्रोल पम्प परमेश्वर के आला हे भगवान हजुर खोला हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ खोला यहाँ भागो 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 माथि भागो भगवान खोला चाहिँ ढुङ्गेको बेताइ जाने माथि आइसकेको छ त्यो घर दोकान मुनि पल्टन थालिसकेको छ आलमाइ चाहिँ माथि आएको हे भगवान भगवान हेर्नुहोस् अवस्था हेर्नुहोस्
Still not leaving Nepal and its people. My colleague Sarthak, in fact, is getting you updates from the ground zero in Dhading. That's from where he's reporting. Listen in.
Right now, I am in the Dhading district of Nepal, which is one of those districts which were heavily affected after the flash flood struck this place. You can see the destruction behind me, the devastation that the flash flood has caused. Just look at the condition of that building. That's probably a residential building, which was where people were living 2 days ago. That building is completely drowned under the mud. That looks like a commercial building that's completely down on the mud. This entire patch was operational 2 days ago. The information that we have received from the locals, this was completely blocked. This was completely drowned under the mud. However, the authorities have cleared this place just a few hours ago, and now it seems like it is. However, the information that we have received, people are not being allowed to go any further from this place. This is the Dhadi district we are talking about. That's a school which has been evacuated. This entire area has been evacuated. That's a commercial building which is completely drowned under the mud. And also, the locals are telling us that they have been informed by the authorities that the risk isn't over yet. The warning that has been issued by China for the next 3 days, it has been informed to the locals as well. Within an hour or two, we could witness another flash flood in the area, which could be bigger than the last one, which is something that has to be mentioned. Another flash flood could be bigger than the last one. We are in the Dhadi district. This area, this zone is still at high risk. However, Republic is getting exclusively every detail from ground zero, from Dhadi district on our camera. I would also request my video journalist to pan the camera behind me, where still the cleaning up work and these rescue and search operations are being carried out. People are being rescued. People are being rescued in this area. There are still some people who are stuck. However, the information that we have received, not too many people have lost their lives in this particular area, but this still continues to remain at high risk. The risk hasn't gotten over, and for the next 3 days, the Nepalese government has to be a little more vigilant about the anticipated flood that has been warned by the Chinese government.
Okay, back home, Prime Minister Modi celebrated Raksha Bandhan with school children at his residence, 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, an annual tradition that's become one of the most loved glimpses into his personal side. Take a look.
Visuals from the Prime Minister's residence show him surrounded by young girls in school uniform, many from Delhi's government and NDMC schools. Greeting the Prime Minister with high fives and warm smiles as excitement builded ahead of the Rakhi tying ceremony. In moments that have since gone viral, a young girl was seen planting an affectionate kiss on the Prime Minister's cheek. In another frame, he's seen accepting a Rakhi from a child, sharing a light exchange with her mother standing alongside. A bowl brimming with colourful Rakhis captured the spirit of the celebration as the Prime Minister engaged individually with each child, bending down to their level, listening and responding with visible warmth. Sharing the pictures on X, Prime Minister Modi said that the festival should deepen the bonds of affection and harmony, wishing everyone happiness and prosperity. The images from Lok Kalyan Marg have already begun trending across social media.
All right, we are again slipping into a short break, but coming up on the other side, as India stands with Nepal, we step up assistance to the flood-hit nation. India to send one more IAF C-130J Hercules transport aircraft with 60 tons of relief material later today.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
कुछ तो सस्ता लो
सब बढ़िया लो
इसमें क्या खास बात है
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट
मामा लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा जगह मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे वो लोग, फिर लास्ट हमारे बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को। फिर यस्टरडे से मतलब हम लोग कोई कनेक्शन नहीं हो रहा, तो जब कल खबर देखे हम लोग, फिर हम लोग कोशिश किया था कि
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello viewers, a very warm welcome to you. You're watching Republic. I'm Chongtham Amrita, and Republic continues the relentless coverage of the floods and the aftermath and the rescue operations in Nepal. Republic in fact has 8 reporters on the ground covering all of the latest from the ground, the rescue operations and all of that. We're getting all of it, but first take a look at headlines.
Received a group of people, Indians who had gone on pilgrimage Kailash Mansarovar, and they had been rescued after the floods.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar received 21 Indian nationals from Tamil Nadu who were rescued from the deadly Nepal flash floods.
Considering the third flight to be leaving this evening, expected to be leaving this evening, we shall keep you updated of all the material that is going on this particular flight, as also other support systems that will go with that.
India to send third contingent of rescue and relief aid to Nepal. Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Ranthir Jaiswal has said third flight carrying relief materials expected to leave today. Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun, in an exclusive interview with Republic, has revealed that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered so far. Chinese drones detect another avalanche. Drone footage captures ice debris crashing into a barrier lake. Largest news team in Nepal from Republic. 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwako, Chitwan. And viewers, Kathmandu's National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority has reported with 977 still missing and 85 Indians have been rescued. Over 14,800 security personnel have been mobilized for the ongoing search and rescue operations, having rescued 3,742 individuals. In an exclusive conversation with Republic, sitting Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun also confirmed that over 1,000 bodies have been recovered. In fact, Republic also accessed harrowing footage showing a family trapped by massive flood in Nepal. The Trishuli River flowing in spades has led to buildings crumbling and being swept away. But this visual shows a family stuck in their home as the river gushes beneath them. Take a look at these very disturbing visuals from the Nepal flash flood. My colleague Sarthak joins us to give us more details and updates from the ground. He has been in Dhading in Nepal, one of the worst hit areas once again. Sarthak, can you tell us a bit more on how the situation is right now? And we've heard of rescue operations still intensifying in the region. You're now in Dhading as we are getting to know that. And can you tell us more of the situation at that area?
Well, absolutely, Amrita. As a matter of fact, the situation is still tense. The rescue and search operation is ongoing. The place has been, we were in Dhading an hour ago. That place has been completely evacuated. That place was completely destroyed, completely devastated. Therefore, the place had to be evacuated. We have also heard from the locals that they have been informed by the authority that the tension still persists. There is a still high risk as it has been warned by the Chinese government as well that the next 3 days are going to be extremely crucial. So taking that into consideration, the authorities have completely evacuated that area and requested anyone who continues to stay in that place to just leave that place as early as possible, because the second flash flood is going to be even bigger. This has been communicated by the Chinese government, by the authority to the Nepal authorities, to the Foreign Affairs Ministry of Nepal. We are en route to Nuwakot. There is a village near Nuwakot, near Trishuli River, a few kilometers away from Nuwakot. The village goes by the name Devi Ghat, which is also a highly sensitive zone. However, Republic will be reporting the on-ground situation from Devi Ghat. That place was also completely devastated because of the flash flood. It was also one of the regions which was completely destroyed, completely affected. That's a village which goes by the name Devi Ghat. That has been completely evacuated. However, the reports are coming in. Some people are still stuck in that village. The search and rescue operation is ongoing, and they are being brought back to the army base, in the Trishula army base, and supplies are being delivered to them from that base itself. So at this point, we are en route to that the village Devi Ghat, which remains as a sensitive point, and also next 3 days are going to be extremely crucial, which is being taken into consideration by the Nepali government. Rasua happens to be the epicenter that is going to be affected, which has also been anticipated and communicated to the locals over here. So these all updates are coming in. As a matter of fact, the Ministry of External Affairs of India has also informed that they are constantly assisting and supporting the Nepal government. Another flight will be flying down to Nepal to provide them supplies and medical facilities. Over 10 tons of medical facilities have already been provided to Nepal, and that support is going to continue. But the next 3 days are extremely crucial, and that is something that we have to keep an eye out for, and the Nepal government is also being vigilant regarding that. Amrita.
And also, Sarthak, we've got to know that earlier there were several issues like rain that hampered in the rescue operations. Is there any of that sort happening in Dhading as well?
Absolutely, Amrita. In Dhading specifically, the entire place has been evacuated. However, the locals over there were also supporting in this search and rescue operations. We got a chance to interact with a couple of them who told us that there are some people who are still stuck in the area. That place was completely blocked because of the slush and mud. But however, today morning itself, the road was cleared. So we could reach to that specific spot if we had decided to go over there yesterday. Maybe it wouldn't have been possible for us to reach to that exact spot because it was cleared early this morning itself. However, the authorities are making sure that nobody travels any further because there is tension still in that area. But the good news is not too many people have specifically in Dhading area have lost too many lives. But the risk is still persists, and on that note, the authorities are making sure that nobody travels any further from Dhading area because it's a border region to bordering region to China. So the risk continues, as the Chinese government has confirmed that the next 3 days, the next 72 hours are going to be extremely crucial, and we need to keep an eye out for that. Amrita.
That's right. Thank you so much for giving us all of those inputs, Sarthak, and we'll be getting back to you shortly for more updates. And viewers, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has confirmed that 315 Indians still remain missing, while the NDRF is on standby to aid in rescue operations in Nepal. In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson has earlier also stated that it is on priority to find and trace those Indian nationals who are still missing. And we also have a statement that the External Affairs ministers had said on the missing Indian nationals. Let's take a listen.
I just received a group of people, Indians who had gone on pilgrimage to Mansarovar, Kailash Mansarovar, and they had been rescued after the floods. So they were brought back to Kathmandu. They were rescued by the Nepali army. And then our embassy arranged for them to come back. So I just came to meet them and, of course, shared our great relief that they were safe and sound, and learned from them about their experiences. They were taken to Kathmandu, then our embassy has arranged for them to come back to India by the flight which has just come in. So I want to say right now we are still very much focused on contacting all the Indians who are dead. We believe little more than 300, exact number keeps going up and down. About 315 Indians are still not been contacted. Roughly about 85 Indians have been rescued from various places, including this group of 21 people who have just arrived, and they told me about exactly what happened to them, how the floods came, and they were very thankful, particularly to the Nepal army, which made this great effort to get them out of that very difficult place where they were. So right now our effort is on supporting Nepal in the relief, in the rescue of people. So even today I spoke in the morning to the Nepal Foreign Minister. So we have given them, a range of support offers. They are evaluating it. Whatever they feel is appropriate, they will pick up for their needs. I think right now the main thing is that in one place where there is a hydroelectric project, there could be possibility of people who may be in a tunnel. So we are sending a team to help with the who are experts in tunneling. Also they need some Bailey bridges. So we are sending bridges. These are bridges which can be quickly put together along with a team. There may be some medical teams also going out there, and on other things from our side, if they require NDRF people to go, we will send them. We have given them that option. 2 planes of relief supplies have already gone out there. Third plane will be taking off today. So as you can see, this is for us right now, it's our #1 priority, how to respond to this situation, how to support the relief efforts in Nepal, how to to help in the rescue and the return of our people, and also other nationals, Nepalis, for other foreigners who are out there. So I'm particularly glad that this group of people who really came through in a very extraordinary manner. They were talking to me about it, that they have come back safe and sound. So really it is something very moving experience.
And viewers, quickly shifting focus, we have more updates coming in from the world of business. My colleague Karan will take it from here. Over to you, Karan.
Thanks, Amrita. Well, viewers, breaking news coming in from the capital markets now. Mukesh Ambani's Dio Platforms has just received SEBI's approval for what will be India's largest IPO ever. Viewers, we're talking about a potential $38 billion public offering. That's approximately 38,000 crore rupees coming to the stock markets. Now, Jio Platforms is the digital engine of Reliance Industries. It operates Reliance Jio, one of the world's biggest telecom providers, with over 524 million customers. Now, but this company is far more than just telecom today, viewers. It's in artificial intelligence, cloud networks, digital services. It's across the board. But here's what's important now. Jio will use the IPO proceeds to repay debt worth about approximately $3 billion. Now, this was the announcement that Mukesh Ambani made at Reliance Jio's recent annual general meeting in June 2026. Now, the IPO is mostly imminent. We've got Shaurya, who's also joining us from the newsroom on this, for more on this. Shaurya, tell us the significance of this IPO and give us more details into the expected IPO now.
Yes, right. Thanks, Karan. So, yes, SEBI has just cleared Jio's IPO. Jio made its IPO plans afloat in August 2025, which was last year, and now SEBI has finally given the green light to Jio. It is a fresh issue of rupees 27 crore equity shares. Money will go down to debt and general corporate expenses, Karan. Karan, as you mentioned, a couple of months ago, Mukesh Ambani in the annual general meeting of Reliance had announced this much-awaited IPO. To just put the scale of the IPO in perspective for our viewers, I would like to mention that analysts have valued Jio platforms anywhere between $130 and $180 billion. If this holds, the listing puts Jio in the same conversation as any major tech platforms. And as you mentioned, Karan, it's not just a telecom company. It has a fintech wing, it has cloud and AI businesses as well. And speaking of the mobile network, Jio already controls close to 60% of India's data traffic with over 524 million subscribers. In terms of subscribers, it's only second to China Mobile globally. Now, most of the $3.8 billion that is being raised, all of it isn't going towards expansion. Around $3.3 billion is earmarked to pay down debt at Reliance Jio Infocom. Also, this listing comes at a very good time. India's IPO market has been on a tear with more than 24 listings in just the last couple of months. From January to August of this year alone, over 60 companies have hit the Indian markets valued at around rupees 72,000 crore. Among them, the major companies were NSE, valued at 30,000 crore, Razorpay at 4,700 crore, and now Jio's IPO valued at roughly 40,000 crores.
Right, thanks, Shaurya. Well, viewers, yes, we will watch out for this IPO, potentially the biggest in India's history. Of course, the exact issue price, closing dates, start dates, etc. are yet to be announced, and we'll keep track on those, and we'll come back to you as soon as those are announced. Back to you, Amrita.
Thank you so much, Karan, for taking all of those updates from the world of business and financial markets. And now, viewers, we take a very short break, and we'll come back next with more updates. The largest news team in Nepal from Republic, 8 reporters covering from the worst hit flood areas of Trishuli, Nuwakot and Chitwan. Coming up next.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग रंग बना रहे रंग रंग रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे रंग रंग रंगीन रे रंग बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
कुछ तो सस्ता लो
सब बढ़िया लो
इसमें क्या खास बात है
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट अब बताओ स्वाद आया
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ। सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to ₹300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस, यस्तो लाइभ छ। ओहो, पुरा ड्याम फुटेर।
Coming up after a very short break, Chinese drones detect another avalanche. The drone footage captures ice debris crashing into a barrier lake. Coming up next.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट।
अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to ₹300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
लाइभ यो चाहिँ है गाइस यस्तो लाइभ छ ओहो पुरा ड्याम फुटेर
all of a sudden this incident happened and we lost 2 buses and luckily we got escaped. We broke the driver's door and escaped from there. We reached some safer place and now we are here.
My 14-year-old daughter, Rashi Shashidhan, were one of the many pilgrims who went on the Mount Kailash trip. We are desperately waiting for any good news about them, their whereabouts. We last spoke to them on August 26th, around 8 a.m. Local time. I hope that they, along with all the other pilgrims, are safe and sound.
नेपाल में है तो मेरी जो सासू माँ और साला बाबू है वो इस बॉर्डर में, उनसे मेरा मतलब वार्तालाप हुआ है, बात हुआ है, कम्युनिकेशन हुआ है। परंतु मेरे मामा ससुर, काका ससुर और मेरी साली का घर जिनका ऊपर काठमांडू विराटनगर उस तरफ पहाड़ में है, उनको थोड़ी दिक्कत हो रही है उनसे मिलने में, तो इसीलिए सुबह सुबह मेरी वाइफ गई है। और देखिए बहुत पानी आया है, कंटेनर पानी में चले गए हैं, नुकसान हुआ है, 3 तल्ला 4 तल्ला बिल्डिंग भी गिर गई है और वहाँ कम्युनिकेशन की व्यवस्था थोड़ी ख़राब हो गई है। देखिए क्या होता है, प्रकृति है, प्रकृति का प्रकोप है, हम प्रकृति के साथ खेलते हैं और प्रकृति का जब खेल चालू होता है इस तरह का प्रलय आता है।
21 अगस्त यहाँ से निकले थे हम, फिर लास्ट हमारे बातचीत हुआ था 25 अगस्त, मतलब डे बिफोर यस्टरडे, तो शाम को।
Over 1,000 bodies found in Nepal. Report flagged Chinese construction. Did China delay warnings? Debating tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Berger Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Boat Ka Asli Boss. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, Chuniye Bharosa, Apno Sa.
I received a group of people, Indians who had gone on pilgrimage Kailash Mansarovar, and they had been rescued after the floods.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar receives 21 Indian nationals from Tamil Nadu who were rescued from the deadly Nepal flash floods.
Considering the third flight to be leaving this evening, expected to be leaving this evening, we shall keep you updated of all the material that is going on this particular flight, as also other support systems that will go with that.
India to send third contingent of rescue and relief material to Nepal. MEA spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal says third flight carrying the aid expected to leave later today. Nepal Minister Mahabir Pun, in an exclusive interview with Republic, reveals that over 1,000 bodies have already been recovered so far.